Hello everyone, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day and making some really good trades, and I hope you guys had a wonderful week as well. We finished the week in the green, again another weekly green candle here on the weekly time frame. Daily candle also ended in the green, and it was pretty consistent week, continuing towards the upside. So this is falling in line with a wave 3 extension, so I do believe that we could see significantly more upside in the coming weeks and days. However, we cannot discount that we can get pullbacks along the way here, right? So I know a lot of people are very bullish on the markets. I'm short-term bullish on the markets. I am looking for a potential topping pattern once we get into this danger area here, this red zone. Then at that point, I do expect us to maybe reverse from there. Maybe we could even push higher to 600, right? Who knows what's going to happen? But for the time being, this is the count, and this is what I've got illustrated. It's been following it quite nicely since the lows here. So again, that marked the pivot, and now we're going to head over a little bit higher. Let's get over, actually want to start off with the IWM, because that call that I gave the other day has been playing out amazingly so far. So again, we came down here, we entered the buy area, we retested it a couple more times, we almost hit the pivot low of the zone, and then we exited it, right? And now we're extending in a wave 1 here. So again, we should probably pull back in a bit of a wave 2. And this will be a buying opportunity. So maybe early on next week, we see some sideways chop in the NASDAQ and S&P, and then we see a bit of a pullback in the Russell, as it's the more volatile asset class, indice, really interest rate reliant and data reliant. So if this one pulls back, then you could see another leg up in a wave 3, 4, and 5, right? So that should be the setup that you have now. Now, if we do pull back in a very small ABC, I'll be looking to buy back in. And again, I told you guys as well, 4-hour time frame, downsloping RSI, we've already pierced it, and we already broke out of the price. So you do have confirmation that the move has started, but I would like to see a retest. But again, there's no guarantee that that's going to happen, but that's what should happen. Let's move on, and we'll take a look at the triple Q. So triple Q is also extending to new all-time highs as well. Again, right here, we should extend a little bit further in the triple Qs. This should rally another potential 7 to 15% using Elliott wave count. After that, you should see some sideways chop to a topping pattern, and then we could get a potential WXY top here, something like this. And then we'll form our cycle high, and then we'll go lower from there, right? All right, let's move over and we'll take a look at the market cipher on the daily time frame. Again, increasing green money flow, no slowdown in the momentum waves here, and extension here on the wave edge as well. 4-hour, not really seeing any more selling here on the on the SPY. Although the number one trade came on the U Pro the other day, I believe, which is the bullish ETF for the Dow Jones or something. And then that one hasn't really moved. It actually finished flat on the day, or flat to red. And then overall, we are long in the tooth, but there's no indication that a top is in just yet, and we can keep extending higher and higher. All right. There's actually a downsloping RSI here, so you do have bearish divergence, but a breakout above this will invalidate it, and then you'll continue to push higher. Okay, but yeah, if you're trying to trade like a pivot for a bearish pivot, you can try an attempt to possibly maybe short based on the RSI, but there's no 100% guarantee there. All right, let's move over and we'll take a look at some individual names. We'll start off with ROKU. So ROKU acting nicely off this pivot here. It should continue higher in a 1, 2, 3 pattern, something like I've drawn right here. Then you'll get a bit of a smaller count, and then you'll go higher and higher, hopefully. Okay, that's basically it for ROKU. We'll take a look at Tesla. So Tesla coming out of the buy area. So we did hit it. Right, before I had a smaller buy area. Looks like it's extending to the larger target of the C leg here. So you do have an ABC correction, and then now you should finish up and you should get a nice little bounce to possibly new all-time highs, right? Starting a whole new cycle up. But right now in the short term, the wave 4 might not be in, right? If we are counting this correctly, this is not the wave 4. And you could make the case that this is the wave 5, but I do believe that the wave 4 should end somewhere around this area using our fib targets. And then once we get to this area, we should reverse one last time, go for one more low, and then rally into the final blow off top phase. And I mean that we'll have to see. We'll have to see, right? There's no guarantees that that's gonna happen. All right, let's head over and we'll take a look at SBUX. So SBUX here should continue to rally up. You are in the wave 3. Looking at these smaller time frames like the 45-minute, it looks like we possibly could have topped here in a wave 3. Now if we're going to pull back in wave 4, I'd probably look for this level here right around 95 to hold as support, and if that can hold as support, then you should bounce back up in another 5-wave move, finishing up your fifth wave, and then you'll go back up. Okay, so that's what we're going to be looking for, is a pullback and then a final rally in a wave 5. All right, let's move on and we'll take a look here at some other individual names. We'll take a look at Unity Software. So Unity Software, again, I told you guys, once we break out of this downsloping trend line, the move could start, right? So it appears that you're starting the wave 1 here of a probably smaller pattern, and the wave 1 can extend a little bit higher, obviously, and then you'll do a 5-wave move up, and then you'll do an ABC correction, and then a 5-wave move once again to higher levels. So that's what we're going to be looking for, and I'll keep you guys up to date on Unity Software. So obviously this was a nice little trade. We entered the buy area. Now we should be coming out of it, and we should be coming out of it pretty quickly. Let's take a look at some other names. We'll take a look at, let me see here, PayPal. So PayPal has unfortunately got beaten up pretty badly the last couple of days. I gave you guys the ABC target here, although right now it looks like the C leg might not be in. It's a very tough chart, I would say now, because I don't really like this this big gap down. When you look at the 45 minutes, you cannot really make like a 5-wave move. Like, to be honest, you'd have to do something like this, right? And then you'd have to go lower into the buy area, which in my opinion, I don't think that this would extend that low. But you never know. Anything is possible. And if you go too low and you take out this pivot, then the 5th wave is not in, and you're going to go much, much, much lower on PayPal. And I don't see why PayPal would do this, but right now it's getting a nice little update after earnings, getting a big bounce up. So maybe it already comes out of it and it's truncated, and we don't get a 5-wave move, and the C leg is already in, and we can't count it, and we just got to go with the flow. And the chart, we got pretty darn close to the buy area. We got really, really close. We're like a couple pennies off here. 50, 55, 56 was the buy area, and this was 55.79. So if you just couldn't wait, maybe you're going to be okay, and then you should come back out in a very bullish manner. All right, let's take a look at TLT. So we'll take a look at TLT, the 20-year yield. So right now, not much happening on the TLT. Very sideways day, sideways chop, not much going on. When we take a look at the TLT on a wave edge, and we take a look at it on market cipher, we can see that the TLT is showing that we could possibly extend a little bit lower. Bearish dual band strength index numbers, looking at the 4-hour time frame. Again, a bit of an ABC correction here. So the market's showing us that it's possible that we get a bigger ABC, and this might not be an ABC correction. And if we are starting a whole new cycle up, then what we're going to need to do is we're going to have to recount this, right? I'll actually count it right here for you guys, but what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to see your wave 1, right, and now a wave 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that's what you're going to need to see for TLT if this is a whole new cycle starting, which could be it could be possible, right? Primary. We'll just set it as primary right now, and let's say this is an ABC. Let's say this is an ABC correction, and it's doing something like this. And then you should extend much lower. right? The TLT should go much lower, which means yields could spike up a bit and try to fade the lows one more time. We can do a very quick calculation to see where we could be going in the short term for TLT. So let's just drag it down, and then we'll find our target area here. So somewhere between here, you will get a reversal on TLT. So which means, you're probably gonna fade the lows here. You could come back down into this area, and then you'll come out of your wave 2, and you can keep going on from there. But right now, you have the #1 trade on TLT since its inception occurring right here, right around here. So these institutions are probably going to try and defend this area, and they are defending it. It's holding right now. The yields are not going higher, and if they do go higher, this means excuse me, this means that this ABC is not done, and we are going in a bigger B wave here before going lower, which means that this is an ABC innovative itself, and the yields are going to go higher. So if we do an ABC target, right, something like that, then you're going to need to calculate it. So we could also calculate for the upside. All you have to do is drag it from the lows, and you drag it from to your B wave bottom here, and then you have your target, right? So I mean, this is still possible that the yields go a little bit higher. You would need a hot inflation report, kind of derailing the markets for a little bit, and then you could after that, maybe the yields come right back down. The Fed pivots in March, April, June, who knows, and then the market rallies until then. But we'll see. We'll take it day by day, and this should be the count if we're following this Elliott wave count here. All right. Yeah, I mean, you didn't get that much buying. You got a little bit here, rallied. Looks like they exited their positions at the high. So it's still possible that we could go lower on TLT. Just know if you are in a trade, set your stop loss at break even, and then make sure that you can get out in time without any losses. All right, let's move on. We'll take a look at a few more things here. I actually wanted to take a look at natural gas very quickly. Natural gas, I told you guys that we do have a pivot to trade against. So again, this level, this upsloping trend line did not hold, unfortunately, and we blew right past it. And now we hit a nice little level right around 1.921. And then we bounced off today with a nice little pivot. So that was a nice little bounce. Now, I'm not seeing any significant buying coming in here on the daily time frame or anything like that, which means technically we could go lower, right? It's still possible. I know it's very unlikely, but there's major support much lower on natural gas. And I know I'm very bullish on natural gas, but it doesn't mean the prices can go lower. I mean, just look at how beaten up this asset class is. It's just in the toilet. Nobody wants it. Everyone's throwing it under the water. Like everyone is discounting it. So I mean, this is very possible that nat gas goes to $1. It's still possible. But I mean, I hopefully not. And I mean, MACD is starting to extend here. So again, maybe shorting Boyle now would be the play, but we'll see. And let's take a look at gold and the silver, and we'll take a look at the dollar. So the dollar looks like it's consolidating some more here. It looks like it should go much lower, but again, the RSI doesn't look like it's finished. The 4-hour is resetting right now. It's just burning that RSI, which means the dollar can trend higher, which means equities would be under pressure. But the markets are just so bullish. It's like, who's gonna win? Who's going to win, the dollar or the equities, right? Because we have seen on even some days where the dollar surges, equities rally still. They don't care. They just want to go up, right? Everyone just keeps on buying. So anyways, that's basically it. Not really much to add. Gold, it'll follow the dollar. If the dollar goes up, gold's going to pull back. And right now, miners are getting absolutely slaughtered, right? You could see AG getting beaten up like crazy. USGO getting beaten up. Newmont Mining, 52-week lows, making new 52-week lows, breaching this pivot here. You got the, what is it, Franco Nevada. You're at like some 52-week lows as well. This is just insane. All these gold miners, except sorry, this is not a gold miner. This is resource company, but I still put in my miners watch list here. But I mean, they are just getting absolutely slaughtered. There's kind of like no mercy right now going on in the metals market. It's very unfortunate for gold investors, but I mean, they are going to get the biggest payout once gold rallies and breaks out to new all-time highs. You're going to see these stocks go up 400-500%, even 10x's. Like, you'll see some of these go absolutely ballistic once gold breaches 2000 and gets on a run to 2500. Okay. And then same thing for silver. I mean, silver was going to be even more bullish. Silver is in such a bull market. Sorry, not a bull market, but it's just in such a big consolidation phase. Once this thing gets going, it's just going to breach and it's going to burst out. And you don't want to be on the wrong side of the trade. You want to accumulate your physical silver, your bullion, and then get ready, because this move, when it starts, it's going to be very unforgiving. Anyways, enjoy the video, guys. Enjoy the weekend, and happy Chinese New Year to anyone that still, celebrates that and watches the video until the end. Have a wonderful weekend.